Hey everybody. Yeah, I know. Sounds so. I've been fighting this for an hour trying to get this thing online. I'm really late. I apologize. So anybody watching this, you wouldn't know because if you're watching this at this point, nobody's here. You're watching it on a replay, and yeah. But I thought I'd come on anyway, just so that people will see that I didn't try not to do my live stream. I could not log on. It wouldn't let me log in. Hey, Mike. Hey Yukon, sorry guys, I'm sorry I'm so late. I just had so many technical difficulties, so I just couldn't log in. So I'm gonna get my chat up here so I can see your questions. And how do I do that now? I gotta go here. Turn that off. Just hang on, guys. Hey guys. Okay, no stay. Yeah, sorry, I'm really late. I probably won't go very long tonight, but I wanted to get on here so that you know. Can't have a Saturday that I don't. It was 19, the episode 19. Gotta have it. Okay, so I got my chat up. Let's see now. Hey, Trent, Gislain, Evan, Mike, Yukon. Just sorry, everyone just came in. I just couldn't get on. Technical difficulties. My device decided to lock me out. So I had to relog in. I had to do all kinds of things just to get logged back into Google. So, but what a game! What a game! That was a great game to watch. It was really fun. Yeah, just hey David, you're here. I thought you weren't gonna be here. Ray, don't bark. It's too late now. It's too late at night to bark. I had only 8:40 for me. What's that? Huh? Oh, only 8:40 for you. You're out in the west. Yeah. Hey, are we changing time? Is the time going back tonight, or is that next Saturday? Anybody out there know that? Because I want to know if I'm waking up in the morning if it's the right time that I'm going to be looking at. Wow, I can't believe 9 people here. I'm so late and there's still 9 people out there waiting on me. Jeez. Thank you, guys. I appreciate that. Let's see. Is it me or are you also pissed off when the Crown started chatting ole ole with 11 minutes? Yeah, isn't that dumb? I mean, the game's not over yet, but look, the Habs did put it out of reach. But yeah, it's too early. When it's 3 minutes left, 4 minutes maybe you might do that, but 11, it's crazy. But Habs fans, yeah, they did one of those. You know, they had that really good first period, and honestly, I was expecting not a good second period because if you remember the last 3 games, I think that's what they did. Dominated the first period and then didn't after that. So it turned out they got it back near the end of the period, and then that third period was really nice. So thank God Toronto wasn't able to put the game out of play. They kind of kept Matthews and Marner, not completely, but Matthews and Marner mostly off the board, which was good. Okay, Evan is saying something about next Saturday. What we saying? Next Saturday is, I'm not sure who they're playing. I know Wednesday, Thursday, they're out in Arizona and Vegas, so those are going to be late games. The next Saturday game, honestly, I don't know. I'd have to look. I'm sorry, this Google thing's got me. That's what I'm pissed off at. It's Google with passwords. It forgets my password. Crazy. And then every now and then, this damn site that I'm using, this app I'm using to do this, it decides that I have to re-log in, and then Google doesn't remember my password, and it's just a pain in the ass. So that's what happened. Paul Gee, hey Paul, thanks for coming in. Sorry I'm so late. If you're in late, I had technical difficulties. I couldn't get my app that I use for this. I could not get into it. I thought I couldn't even. I at some point I wasn't even able to get into YouTube at all. I had to figure it out. So yeah, I'm not the right age to have technical difficulties with computers. Now let's see what we got going here. Hockey Crabs, hey buddy, thanks for coming in. I'm so late. Thanks for coming in. Better late than never. Yeah, that's what they say. I don't know. It was only 6 people here. I was gonna give the updates for the hockey pool. I don't know. Is there anybody in here who's in the hockey pool? I can't tell. Where do I have it? Let's see. Maybe I can tell. Wait. There we go. Let me see if I can... standings. Let's see who's in there. No, I don't think anybody's here that's in the pool. Oh well. If we get more people in here, I will give the stats. Hey Nolan, thanks for coming in so late. Although it's not that late over there, I guess, eh? Evan, you got a question mark there. I'm not sure why you got a question mark there. Let me see. Why is Evan questioning me? Better late at night than never. Yeah. I'm tired, so I don't know how long I'll go, but yeah, better on than not have been able to get on. That's for sure. If this is episode 19, it would have been what over 4 months. Late goal by Toronto in the first. Well, I'm not sure what the turning point is. I thought Toronto would come back. I've got to think that out now. Oh God, Alex, somebody knock him out. Alexis, I'm sorry, buddy. I don't know why you keep trying. You're just not. I just don't have patience for that. Not hockey pool thing. Hockey pool. You know the hockey pool I'm running? I'm just wondering if anybody is in here tonight that's in the hockey pool. Because I'll give the standings. If not, if it's just me, well, I know the standings. I don't have to give them. David is drunk. David, you're drunk. All right. Hey, as long as you're enjoying it, that's okay. No need to be sorry. No need to be sorry. Right now, I wish I was drunk. That's for damn sure. The trouble I had getting in here. Oh, my God. I don't wish that on anybody. Such a pain in the ass, some of these apps. What that? A hockey pool. You ever played a hockey pool? A fantasy pool. So we pick teams, we draft players, and then you get points for certain stats, and yeah, head to head. We're playing head to head. It's kind of cool. You've never heard of a hockey pool? Really? I'm surprised at that today. I thought most people know about those things. Oh, guys, I need some questions. My brain. Let's see. What did I want to talk about? I didn't hear anybody hear if Cole Koff how he did. I was too busy with the game and everything, and then after I didn't hear. They played tonight again against same team that kicked their ass last night. He was held pointless. So, thoughts of Armia on the second line. Well, if you watched my, I did a video in the summer. With breakout players, guys who I thought would be breakout players. And Armia was in my list, and I thought that if he could make the second line, because I thought he would challenge for Shaw's spot on the second line, that I thought he would be good with his size, his ability to, he gets in the way of pucks. He gets his stick in the way of pucks a lot. He breaks up a lot of plays. I thought, plus he's got some talent. He was a very talented junior player in Finland. And, yeah, I thought he would do well, and had a good night tonight. I think he could handle his own. I don't know if he can do a full 82 games on the second line, but I think he could definitely play some second line minutes. Definitely. Let's see now. I keep faith. I wish I had a contract and I could hold out for more money. That would be funny. Yeah, I had technical problems. I couldn't. The app I'm using to do the stream, it wouldn't let me log in. I had to literally delete the account and then restart over and then go and change my password with Google. Oh, it's just a pain in the ass. It does it to me every now and then. I don't know why. It's like the 4th time I've had to change my Google password just to get this thing running. So it's crazy. Let's see now. Yeah, Evan, well, you got to wait till next season, but I'm going to do one every season. Yeah, I guess you missed it. Your cousin, David, your cousin's boyfriend is a Coyotes fan. That's okay. Everyone's allowed to like who they like. You like a bunch of different teams, so hey, no biggie. I know a few people who like the Coyotes. Joe Big Shot. Hey, Joe, thanks for coming in. You find Petrie has been best defenseman. Who do I think is playing best on defense? Because Weber, to me, has been having trouble. You know, I don't know if you guys... have you ever... Anybody's ever heard of a hockey writer from... Well, sports writer from Montreal, Brian Wild. He has a column. It's called Call of the Wild. He's from Global News here. I retweet it all the time on my Twitter. He was talking about this. The injury that Weber had to his knee, he may not be fully recovered. Apparently, a lot of times, even though when he came back last year, it looked like he was really doing well. A lot of times, that second year, they're not fully recovered. They have a bit of a fall off, and he might be going through something like that. He might not be fully recovered from that injury yet. Or listen, at his age, maybe this is the beginning of his downward slide. I don't know. He's not looking great. Although, look, it was a good game tonight. I didn't see that he caused them any big problems. So, Petrie should be the number one defenseman right now. So the Petrie, whoever's playing with him, although I don't think Sherratt should be a top two defenseman. I was surprised they sat Kulak. I know he hasn't been great for 2 games, but still, I think he goes really well with Petrie. I guess we're going to have to just keep an eye on Weber and see how he's doing, but I think it's a possibility that his knee is bothering him a lot, or it's not fully healed, and I don't know. It's a good theory, though, but he does look slower. He does look like he's struggling a bit out there, so... Caulfield, 1 goal, 1 assist. All right, Caulfield. I wish I would have liked 2 goals because he was pointless yesterday. So, but hey, he's probably not gonna set the record of 60 goals that I predicted for him, but he's still gonna get a lot of goals over there. How do I think KK is doing? I wish he would be playing a little better. You know, KK's still doing okay defensively. He's taken the body. He was okay tonight. His line does well. I don't think he's doing horrible. The numbers aren't there right now. But, you know, it's still early. It's only 11 games in. But he could be having that sophomore jinx. Although I'm not, like, unimpressed totally with his game. But he could be better. So, you know, we'll have another guy we have to keep an eye on. But it was a good game overall. He did some good things tonight. Yeah. It's hard to tell. You know, second-year players, sometimes they drop off. And then third year, they come back strong. So it might happen that way with KK. Ah, cool. Your birthday's November 9, and when they're not, it's not November. Okay, so, but Golden Knights, yeah, that's on Thursday. It's going to be, they're in Vegas. Well, if we don't have a game and I don't get to say happy birthday in advance, happy birthday, David. Yeah, I know all kinds of people that like all kinds of teams. That's why I don't really care who you like, as long as everyone's civil and no one's putting anybody down for it. Joe Gatto. I feel Price goes so far up the crease in his net too often, costing goals. Is there a reason for him going up so much? Well, he's cutting down the angles. That's why you come out of the crease a bit. You want to cut down the angle. If you stand deep in your crease, you got lots of holes to shoot out. The farther out you come to the shooter, you cut down the holes that he sees to shoot at. I thought Price was on one of the goals. I kind of thought he might have been able to stop it. Other than that, I thought he had a really good night. So I thought Price was really good tonight. Let me see now. You're starting to flash me by here. Gislain, some people like underdog teams. When they won the cup, they moved to another team. It's true, eh? Look, I'm a Habs fan. I like other teams that I like, but I mean, I don't really cheer for anybody other than Montreal. I'm definitely a Montreal Habs fan. Oh, your birthday's on a Saturday. Oh well, but I'll try to remember to say happy birthday so when you come back and watch it, afterward, you'll see that I said happy birthday. Caulfield has 7 goals so far, tying Paling's freshman goal total in 29 less games. Yeah. Well, I don't think Paling was a huge scorer in the NCAA. Caulfield, I would expect Caulfield will get at least 45 goals this year. I'd like to see him get up to 60, but I'm kind of expecting at least 45. Joe, I think they should scratch Byron and put Wheel in maybe next game. Look, Byron, there's something happening with Byron. I don't know if it's he hasn't fully recovered from that concussion, but I don't think that's it. Something's off with him. He's got hardly any shots, no points, like 1 point or something. Yeah, something wrong there. They might scratch. I mean, I could see it's a possibility that they might scratch him for a game, see if it wakes him up. Why are we scratching Wheel? He was playing well, but you know what? Nick Cousins is playing a little bit better. I like Cousins' game. And it's not to take anything away from Wheel, because I like Wheel a lot. But I think Cousins was contributing a little bit more, playing with Suzuki. I don't know if there may not have been any chemistry for Wheel with Suzuki. I don't know, but I do like the way Cousins is playing. But I would expect, if they're going to... It's a good point that Joe made, that Byron could get scratched, and you probably see Wheel come in for him. Evan is a fan of all teams. Well, I can't say I'm a fan of all teams, but there's a few I don't like. Look, I don't like Toronto. I'm tolerating them more than I used to. I don't like Boston. I'm not a huge Flyers fan from the day. I know they're a different team, so I'm not going to hold that to them. But basically, I don't mind any of the other teams. It's just I'm a Habs fan. I cheer for the Habs. Let's see up here. Paul's birthday is on the 2nd. Oh, that's cool. On the 2nd of November? Okay, why am I doing that? I've got the wrong thing. Okay. Because if they're playing Dallas, it can't be the 2nd of November, is it? No. Okay, I'm confused there, Paul. Sorry. So your birthday's going to be when they're playing the LA Kings, eh, David? Okay, so I'll try to remember for that. Did I hear about Mete extension? What do I think he will get? No, I haven't heard anything about a Mete extension. Is that an extension, or is he coming off of? Is he done his RFA time? I haven't heard anything, honestly. I don't know if he's an RFA and they're signing him. I would imagine Mete should earn $1.5 million, $2 million, somewhere around there. I don't know if he's going to get much more than that. 2.5, maybe. Depends. Look, if he scores a bit. If I were them, I'd sign him now before he gets any more goals, because if floodgates do open later in the season, he's going to get more. But no, I haven't. That's the first time hearing about an extension for Mete. I know they're working on a Domi extension. So I hope they get that done. David, yeah, I got a lot of people that you get family that are around you. That's cool. Your aunt is. You can celebrate at the same time. Habs rule. Hey, Habs rule. If I sound tired, guys, it's because I am tired. So I'm sorry about that. I'm reading that teams are calling on Byron. Yeah, that's what they're saying. At least 4 teams are inquiring about Byron. But you got to figure, if he doesn't start stepping up his game, who's going to really, I don't know who's going to be interested at this point. Joe, big shot. Byron's lost his roadrunner speed he brought each game. Yeah, he doesn't seem as fast. There's something off with him. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I haven't heard anything. I haven't heard anything about an injury. But people are talking about it, that there's something wrong with him right now, that he just doesn't look right. Nolan is asking, I hope we sign Domi to an extension soon. How much do I think he'll get? That's a good question. But Domi could get up to $8 million. I mean, he's having another good season. The points are coming. It's not like, he hasn't had a fall off yet anyway. So Domi could, between 7 and 8. I was saying before 6 to 7, but I'm thinking it's going to be between 7 and 8. And I do hope they sign him to an extension soon. Yeah, Paul, that's true. The second, happy birthday, Paul, because if it's the second, it'll be before the next live stream. So happy birthday, Paul. I don't know the age. You can say it if you want. But yeah, happy birthday before it passes and the live streams here. Leafs, Bruins, and Rangers are definitely my least favorite. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the Rangers. I never really have been. But definitely Leafs, Bruins are my two least favorite teams. That's without a doubt. And I don't see, I can't foresee a time when that'll ever be different. That's for sure. Give Domi all the money he wants for a long term. Well, it's nice to say, but with salary caps, you can't just do that. Give him as little as he'll accept, and that's what you got to kind of go with. Evan says his parents hate the Habs, so I'm lucky I'm not following their footsteps. You're lucky. Oh, I'm lucky he's not following their footsteps. All right, Evan. What team do your parents like? Jimmy, once Lord Byron breaks the ice by netting his first of the year, he'll get the confidence boost he needs to get the extra step. It may be that, I don't know if he just hasn't connected, so his confidence is waning, but I don't know if he's looked proper all season, He hasn't really looked right, so it's possible that it's looking worse because, his confidence is waning, but there might be something wrong that we don't know about. How much for Domi? I say between 7 and 8 now. If they don't sign him soon, if he doesn't take a hometown discount, he's going to ask for, or he can get between 7 and 8, and he may be even a little more. But I think that Aho offer sheet, that 8.5, he can't go beyond that. He won't get more than that. Yeah. I went past something. I would agree with that. Who said? Oh, there's a lot of, oh my God, there's a lot of comments. I better get a move on here. Yeah, Habs rule. I would like it to be between 6 and 7 million, but I don't know. He's having a good season. The points are coming. He could get over 7. Yeah, Kevin, he might get that much. Paul says he saw in the Hockey Guys video he will be RFA. I'm not sure who's going to be RFA. Sorry. Oh, yeah, Mete. Mete should be an RFA. I can't see him not being an RFA. So, 2.5, somewhere in that range, between a 1.75 and 2.5. I would think for Mete for like 2-3 years, and then he'll have his first real contract. Joe must be a happy guy. Hey, Joe, thanks for coming in. You must be a happy guy. Those were 2 beautiful breakaways by your boy. 2 beautiful breakaways. I got to get on to these. I'm so far behind on questions here. I'm sorry, guys. If I miss anything, remember, if I miss, just ask again, and I'll catch it or I might. I'm sorry, there's a lot there. Gisela, right? All guys on the third line struggle offensively. Lehkonen, Kakunemi, Byron. Yeah, I mean, all that were on the third line, they're all struggling a little bit. You're right. Lehkonen, again, just getting chances and chances. He can't pull that trigger. There's another guy. He's got to just get a couple of goals in a row to get some confidence going and get that momentum. But, geez, he gets a lot of chances. Paul is saying if Byron gets traded, who do I think will get his A? Yeah, good question. Maybe Domi? I don't know, someone like Domi? Danault? What is Danault? Does Danault have an A? Danault should get an A. But you can't, I guess Galley and Danault, the A's on the same line. Maybe that they wouldn't do that, but yeah, someone like that. Bet Suzuki will be getting more goals than KK. Well, honestly, he should, right? I think Suzuki should be the better goal scorer right now. I'm glad he got his third. It was a nice one, a nice setup, and he didn't hesitate just one time. Not one time, but he kind of deflected it in. But it was nice. It was nice to see him get his third. Joe, I ignored you. I saw you there and I ignored you. I think it's a motivation thing. Byron will pick up soon. I hope so. But honestly, he's not. He just doesn't look right. He's not involved in the play like he usually is. He's not getting in there. You know that you don't see him, and then he's at the net for a chance. I don't know. I just don't see it so far this year. If Byron gets traded, who do I think will get? Oh, yeah, Petrie. Oh, that's true. Petrie should get an A. David, you'll be 22. You're young. I didn't know how young you were. I figured you were I didn't know exactly. But hey, you're a young kid. Cool. Joe, gonna be 18 on. Joe, you're only 18. Seriously? I thought you were older than that. Cool, you guys. And nice to have you young guys watching this old guy here. Johnny B, no real fan has a second team. I don't know if that's exactly true. I've got to say, I don't know if that's fair to say. But I don't, but I think a lot of guys can like multiple teams. I don't think that's fair. Like, take somebody who moves from, like I'm in Montreal. What if I moved, say, to Vancouver, Calgary, something like that? I take on that team a little bit. So I might have two teams that I like, but for me, I can't see cheering for another team like I do at all, like I do for Montreal. So no, I'm a one-team guy. But I know a lot of guys that like a few teams. Joe, never had a second favorite team. Is always the Habs. Maybe if the Nordiques came back, they would. Yeah, I not to say because I didn't really. I didn't like the Nordiques, but I liked them being there. And I liked the rivalry, but no, I didn't really like the Nordiques. But I really liked them being there. I wish they would come back. I would love to have the Nordiques back. Oh boy, I would love to hate on the Nordiques again. Evan, my parents like the Flyers, and they don't like that you kicked our booty in '76, which is weird. It was almost like 50 years ago. Never mind. You can tell them I loved that series when we 4 games in a row. They tried to beat up on us and all that. Nothing worked. We kicked their ass. So yeah, and you know what? It's that era, Evan, that this is the reason I don't like the Flyers necessarily. I don't say I hate them anymore, but that's the era and that's the reason why I don't like the Flyers. If I don't like them, whatever. But yeah, that's the era. That was such a good series. Oh my God. The Habs were great in that series. They showed them. Because, I'll tell you the truth. If the Habs didn't beat them and they went on for another cup, the NHL would have looked different for the next bunch of years because the teams would have gone goonish and fighting and all that garbage. And because the Habs were able to win decisively like that, teams follow the winner, the Stanley Cup winner. And, teams started to build like the Habs were doing. Joe Big Shot. I think a good fourth line would be Cousins, Wheel, Suzuki. I like Thompson there. I think Thompson's a good face-off man. Thompson's a good shutdown guy. Thompson's got a lot of energy. He's always trying. One thing he doesn't have, he has no offense on his stick. He really doesn't. He's going to give you something here and there, but he has no offense on his stick really to score goals. No. But I like Thompson as the fourth line center. Doesn't bother me at all. And if that's I'd say if you're gonna have Suzuki there and Wheel as the center, I would switch that. And if you're gonna have Suzuki on the fourth line without a real center on the fourth line, then he's the guy that would be the center. And I like the way that Julian is sort of hiding Suzuki back there on the fourth line. He's playing against lesser lines, so he's not playing against the big lines. The pressure is not the same, and he's starting to find his game and find his feet. And I think that's a lot better than demoting him to Laval because he's getting plenty of ice time. He's on the power play. He's on the PK. I like what they're doing with Suzuki. I know nobody asked me that, but I just thought I'd throw that in. Yeah, okay, Gislan, you must be gone. I know I'm far behind, but if you're not, bye, Gislan. Thanks for coming in. Whoops. Joe's asking, who do I think would be a good addition to the Habs? You know something? I'm going to tell you something. If you're going to bring in a guy that's not a sniper, I don't see why. The one thing Montreal's really missing is that sniper. I think we have all the other parts. Okay, defense is not. I'm not talking defense. I'm talking up front. I think we have all the parts to be successful this season and make the playoffs. What we are missing is a goal scorer. Is Brandon Saad a goal scorer? I don't know if he's not a sniper. So I don't know if it's worthwhile making trades like that right now. When you got Ryan Poehling down on the farm, bring him up, see what he can do. His first and only NHL game was a doozer. I would like to see what this kid's got and see what that dynamic brings to the team and how it goes. Before I make trades where you got to give people up, and if you're gonna bring in a guy like say Taylor Hall, you're gonna have to give up somebody, but you're getting pretty much an elite player. Brandon Saad's not an elite player. Not that he's a bad player. I'm not putting him down, but So I don't know. I don't want to say who do I think. I think they should be bringing up Ryan Poehling and seeing if that can help. I don't think they're doing that bad. It's not time yet to be panicking and having to move people yet. I don't think. On defense is the only place that I think we might have a problem. But as far as the forward lines, I don't think there's a problem there yet. Well, okay, Steven, I'm just reading it. Yeah, I do. I kind of thought they were going to bring him up, but Tatar did not have to miss a game, and Armia was back because there was a point where those two might have sat out, and I thought Poehling would come up. So, if there's no room to bring Poehling up right now and nowhere to put him, then why are we bringing in another player? That's what I don't. It's the same thing. If you're going to bring in another guy on a trade, then bring in Poehling and send somebody else down or do something. But I wouldn't go make a trade right now. Evan, I forgot. Evan is 12, but you're not the youngest because I believe Nolan is 12. So I got two. I didn't know I had two guys that are 12. Hey, excellent. Thank you guys. That's great. It makes me feel good that you guys are at that age or are interested in watching an old guy like me. Okay, well, yeah, so I think Poehling should come up, and I hope he comes up soon. Paul is saying, I like the second line. Drew and Armia are playing good. Third line together now, and they play good with Domi. Yeah, I'm liking that. I hope it stays like that. I'm liking the Domi line. Drouin's playing really well. Drouin had a really good game. Those two breakaways were just awesome. Armia freeing him for one of them, that was amazing. It was really nice to see that happen. And when the second breakaway was like, oh my God, he's going to do it again. So, yeah, it's great for Drouin's confidence. I just hope he can keep this up all the way through the year. Because, look, last year this time, we weren't really having much talk about it, but I think he's playing even better than he played last year at this time. Okay, I'm going to scroll down a bit. I don't know if I'm bypassing anything, but I'm just scrolling down and starting somewhere. David, don't worry. I wasn't thinking you're gay. No worries. Don't worry about that. Paul Gee is... Paul, you're not 9 years old, Paul. Come on. I know you're older than that. You're just having fun, I think. It's okay if you're 10, but I didn't think you were 10. Brian Cabral Souza. That's a name I haven't seen before. Welcome in, buddy. Thanks for coming in. Taylor Hall with the Habs. Did you think this can happen? The problem with this, I don't think New Jersey's trading Taylor Hall unless they're not going to make the playoffs. If they're on a playoff run, I can't see them trading Taylor Hall. So that being said, although, listen, if Taylor Hall doesn't want to re-sign, and he really doesn't want to because they're not going to make the playoffs, I doubt it, he could be on the block at the trading deadline, though. I don't see before that. The problem is, what do you got to give up for him? So if he's not coming with a pre-signed extension, you're going to give up a lot to get Taylor Hall at the trading deadline. I'd like some guarantees he's going to sign here. Am I against getting him? No, but with some guarantees he's going to sign for a few years and not just, be a rental, because you're going to give up stuff for him. So, yeah, but I like Taylor Hall, but I don't know. There's a rumor that I don't see Taylor Hall being traded till the trading deadline. But could it happen? I mean, I imagine it could. And look, if we're heading into the playoffs, we know we're going to make it. Picking up a guy like Taylor Hall could make a huge difference. But again, I'd want him to be, that he's going to sign. Joe Big Shot, do I think we should trade Alsner and Byron together to clear up cap space? Byron has a sweetener, but who's going to take Alsner? Although, look, they traded. Who just got traded that they didn't think would be tradable? Jeez, I can't think of his name. Goodbranson. Although it was only a $4 million contract, but there was something that they didn't think that would be tradable, and he was. Maybe Alsner would get traded, but honestly, I don't see why anybody would pick up Alsner. I don't see why. So I think thinking Alsner will get traded is, don't bother wasting your time. Nolan is asking, do I watch Heritage Classic? It's not. No, I do have the TV on over here on CBC, but I'm not watching because I'm doing the live stream. So, no. I was surprised they're doing an outdoor game this early in the season, but I guess it's cold enough there. Paul, you're 16. That's still younger than I thought. Anyways, thanks, Paul. I didn't know you were that young, and thanks for watching. Like I said, there's an old fart over here. Evan, the Flyers were the Broad Street Bullies. They fought their way to 2 championships. Like, almost literally, they fought. Although they had some talented guys. Look, Bobby Clark was a talented guy. You can't take that away. But nasty and mean, that's for sure. But that's the team they had. If you ever watched the movie Slapshot, Slapshot was that team was just an exaggeration on the Flyers. It's basically what it was. The Flyers were a very mild Slapshot team, but that's the kind of hockey, Just like I said, Slapshot, it was just highly exaggerated, but, I did not like the way I don't like that goon style of hockey. I don't think there's any room for it. Hey, David, if you're still around, I don't know how far I am from that comment. Talk to you later. Have a great birthday. We'll miss you next week, or that Saturday, but don't worry. I'll try to remember and say, wish you a happy birthday on that day. But listen, I'm an old guy. I could forget. If I don't remember, really, happy birthday. I better scroll a little bit. Ooh, boy. Joe Big Shot. With both contracts, about 7. Okay, that's you're talking to each other. Joe says, Nate Thompson, to me, really elevates our fourth line. Yep, you add Cousins, and you've got a very strong line. Both those guys are playing very well. And look, think about this, too. Cousins looks like he can play both kinds of games, right? He can play with Nick Suzuki. He can play a little bit of offense, and he's also he's a gritty guy. So great fourth line kind of player. I think it's a great balance on that line with Nick Suzuki's potential for offense, and he can work with Cousins, and it's an elevated fourth line. That's really an improved fourth line over what we started with last year. I think he's done a great job, Bergevin, on getting that fourth line to be something that's not just a regular kind of fourth line. These guys can also chip in on the offense, Let's see now. James Benford, yeah. Okay, wait. Are you? Which one is it? Are the sexy comment or the what a win? Yeah, listen, we don't swear too much here. I have lots of young people, and I just don't do that. So, but yeah, what a win. Brian, Julian doesn't trust KK. I don't know. I think he's still protecting him a little bit and sheltering his minutes a bit. He's not, I think he trusts him defensively and stuff like that. But look, we'll see. Joe, New Jersey would probably want Price, to be honest, for Hall. Well, I think they would know they're not getting Price. Maybe they want Kincaid back. Um, yeah, I don't think I don't think they'd ask for Price. But maybe, maybe they would. I don't know. I think they would want Suzuki or Paling, one of those kids, and a couple of prospects or a couple of draft picks, something like that. But they're going to want one of our good prospects. And when you say maybe they want Primo, think about that. If goaltending is their problem, and it is, maybe they want Primo. I'm not ready to give up Primo. Joe, I think it's best for Suzuki to play with more experienced guys. Playing with Kokanyemi, I don't think would be a good idea. They don't have that much. Yeah, exactly. So that's exactly another good point, is that he's playing with more experienced guys. And that makes more sense than having the two young guys making mistakes, not getting their confidence. I don't know if that'll help. Welcome back, David. Okay, I'm not sure. Wait a second. Yeah, your message was retracted, though, so I'm not sure what you said that won't happen. Paul. Because it said message retracted, the last one that you put out. Hey, James, thanks. Thanks. I try. Tonight I'm a bit tired because I started really late for technical difficulties. I'm usually finishing about now, not just, we're 45 minutes in pretty much, so we'll go to an hour tonight. I don't think I'll go beyond the hour. Yeah, it's 12:21 already. Yeah, we're kind of late. I think the KK line has been the worst out of the four. Not KK himself, but Byron and Lehkonen are having trouble. But it hasn't been with Byron and Lehkonen the whole time. That's just the last couple of games. There were a few games there where the KK line with Drouin and Armia was really doing well. So when he's got the right line mates, KK's line does well. It's just not right now. Those weren't the greatest line mates for him to produce much offense. But if you remember, when he was with Drouin and Armia, that line was maybe the best line in a few games. Let's see now. I've been seeing rumors about Jamie Benn. Yeah, I saw some of those too. What do you think? What do I think of? Do I think the Habs should be aggressive? I'll just paraphrase this. Do I think the Habs should be aggressive in trying to get him? Again, it's another player where you're going to have to give up something big, and I don't know that I want to do that, especially with a player who right now he's been kind of not himself. And if we're going to get a player that's subpar from what he's been, I don't want to give much up for that. So, no, I'm a no on Jamie Benn right now. If Jamie Benn starts to play better and you can see that he's getting his game back, okay, but I don't think he's at the top of his game right now. I think they better trade Byron for draft choices and bring up Paling. Excuse me. Well, there's a lot of teams interested apparently in Byron, so you might see a trade with Byron. And I'd like to see Paling come up soon too. I'd like to see them find a way to get Paling up and see what Paling can do. Joe, has Armia finally become that first-round player that Buffalo drafted him to be? I know it's still early, but do you think he's reached that potential? I think he's on the precipice of that, but yeah. And I think so. Yeah, I think a lot of people will forget. Armia was a first-round draft pick, a pretty high draft pick, and he's got a lot of offensive upside still to his game. And Yeah, I think we're starting to see that. That's why he was listed for me as one of the potential breakout players. If he keeps this up, I mean, he's got 6 goals already, so that 13 that he scored, I can't see him not going well beyond that. And I said I think he could hit 18 to 20. So I'm kind of looking to see that I think he'll hit that this year. But yeah, I think he's starting to come into his game here in Montreal, his offense. Okay, I'm just trying to skip around here. We need a sniper. Who do I think we should get, and who do you think we should trade? Okay, well, Nolan, but it goes back to getting a sniper, and Bergevin has said this. They don't grow on trees. They're not easy to get. It's going to cost a lot to get a sniper. You've got kids coming up that could maybe, Cole Hoffeld, obviously. Until he gets here, you got to have other guys scoring, but we got one coming. I don't think we should give up the farm to get a sniper right now when you got a guy like Hoffeld that's coming soon to a theater near you. So I don't know. I don't know that we need to go out and get a sniper, even though that is what we're missing right now. We are missing a sniper. I get that. But to go get one, if it causes other holes in your lineup or, takes away a lot of your prospects or, those kind of things, then is getting a sniper like that worth doing when you've got a guy coming up soon, hopefully soon. You got to take a little bit of a chance, and there's a risk there. I get that. But, that's how I'm thinking about it. Joe says, honestly, I think Winnipeg or Philly would be interested in Alzner. Really? I haven't heard anything like that. I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying no, but I haven't heard anything like that, and I don't see why they would be. I really don't. Apparently, Bufflin's thinking of coming back soon, and I heard that he's thinking of it. So if he does come back, Winnipeg will be okay. For Philly, I don't know. They got a lot of defense. I don't know why they need Alzner. Maybe they're underperforming a little bit right now, but it's still early in the season. There's still plenty of time for them to recover from that. Joe Gatto, what about Zucker from the Wild as a trade possibility? Yeah, I was actually going to do a video about that, and it was mentioned back before the season started that he's but we were talking about at the time Drouin going there because Drouin we didn't know how he was going to perform. And I don't know who would you trade for Zucker to get him. I don't know what he would do here. I think Armia right now is fulfilling that role because Zucker, if you're going to get him, you would think he would be the guy you'd want to replace Shaw with, right, on that second line right wing. But I don't know. It seems to me most games we're doing fine there. And if Armia can keep this up, I think Armia might have found himself a little spot with Domi and Drouin. So no, I don't think there's a need to do that trade, but it was considered, and I almost did a video about the idea of who to trade for to put in that spot, and he would have been in that video. David, you have disabilities. Hey, that's too bad, buddy. Too bad, but look, you do great here. I'm not sure what you have, but attitude's everything, no? Isn't it? I wouldn't have noticed. Honestly, I don't know. I can't tell from typing anyway. Joe, out of everybody from Minnesota, I'd love to have Donato. Yeah. But, I mean, it's Ryan Donato, right? I mean, he hasn't... I don't know how he's doing right now, but, I mean, he could be up and down, too, for that guy, isn't he? But I know he's young, so... I don't know. I don't know enough about him, so I'm not going to really comment. Joe. Hey, Nolan. Joe can't be more awesome than me. I'm just joking. Glad you subscribed to his channel. I'll have to go to your channel, Joe, and check it out. I didn't know you had a channel and you're doing videos. I like to check out the videos of my subscribers. Joe, I can see Joe Gatto. I can see a package deal of Byron and Lindgren And possibly Hudolph for somebody. Yeah, I mean, I could see that too. I could see that. I think Lindgren would be, once there's some goalies that get injured, I think Lindgren could be a trade possibility right there when teams are starting to look for goalies. Right now, I don't think anybody is, but yeah. And Hunon is playing pretty good down there, so I hope he keeps that up, and he could be a trade possibility. Okay, let me find some new stuff. Sac de Bière. Hey, that's a cool name, Sac de Bière. Hey, Rick, I would love to see a room tour in a video. I did it once. Nothing's really changed. There is a video where I tour my studio, which is my room. If that's what you mean. But there is a video out there of my studio tour, a studio tour. So if that's what you mean, there is one. I don't want to do a second one. It's so small here. There's no need. And nothing's changed, so... Kevin is saying Primo's not really for trade at all. Benjamin said he is the replacement of Price. Yeah, I don't want to see Primo go anywhere. And I don't think they will trade him, but I mean, that's what teams are going to want him. Like New Jersey would want a guy like Primo because they're having trouble with their goalies. So, I can see them wanting him. Hey, Evan, have a great night, buddy. Thanks for coming in. Always good to see you in the streams. Joe Big Shot says he could see Primo being the next Lundqvist type goalie. Yeah, that, I could see him being the next kind of Carey Price type goalie too. And we don't know. We'll have to find out. How are we doing at time? Is that everything? Okay, I'm going to... Okay, wait. So... Do I think they'll go after Lafreniere at next year's draft? Well, I don't know how they would unless they have like a really bad rest of the season. I don't know how they'd go after Lafreniere. I don't think anybody that literally would have a shot at Lafreniere is going to give up their pick. So, I don't know. We'll see. Nolan's asking, how old is Jamie Benn? I really don't know, but I'm going to guess somewhere around 28. I could be wrong. It could be like 25. I don't know. Okay, Brian is asking me, do I think in 1 year, Romanov, Norlinder, Caulfield, Primo, and Ylonen going to be in the lineup? Well, no. Not all those guys. Of those guys you just named, I see Romanov and Caulfield possibly being here next season. Caulfield could take an extra year. He could stay in college. So that's kind of unknown. And then Caulfield could be here for the playoffs. Unknown. He said he wants to be. Romanov, I expect in training camp next season. And then be on the big team. Norlinder is the one. I don't expect Norlinder next year, but I wouldn't be surprised to see Norlinder in camp, possibly on the team the year after. I think that kid's going to make a quick rise through the system. He looks really good, and he's really improving fast. Let me see who else did you say. Primo, I think you got not next year, the year after. I think you could see Primo here. Ylonen, I don't know enough about him. Honestly, I don't know. I think Ylonen you could see him in camp vying for a spot as early as next season. But I'm not positive. That's why I don't know, and I don't want to say, I think I don't know with him. In the first round draft, we should probably aim for a defenseman or a center. Once again, drafting the first round should always be best player available. That's what I believe. So we're going to have to see where we're going to be picking from and what kids are like, how it lines up. I don't know. So for me, I don't know enough about the kids that I can't really say. Joe is saying, I don't think we need a Lafreniere. We have a lot of promising prospects. I think it's better to have a widespread of great talent rather than just Lafreniere. Well, I'll say this. If we can get Lafreniere, fine. But if we don't, we're not going to be I mean, it's not a big deal. I hope that we're not vying for that pick. I hope we're farther in the pack, that we've had a good season and we were in the playoffs. We've got a lot of good kids coming up. I mean, a lot of good ones, especially on D. I'm trying to think on offense. Well, you got Caulfield, obviously. But on D, like, there's Norlander. You've got Fairbrother, who looks like he's going to be really good. The Beast Struble. Yeah, we've got lots coming up. I don't think we have to worry about whether we're getting Lafreniere or not. Besides, not only Lafreniere is good in that, you got Lafreniere, Byfield, both really good, and who knows who's gonna move up that list over this season. It's gonna be a good draft. That's funny. I just mentioned Byfield and Nolan saying, talking to Joe, who would you like to have? Maybe Lucas Raymond's another good name. I keep faith. Wouldn't KK and Suzuki both on the third line help their development? A good point was made earlier that maybe not two young guys like that who look, quite frankly, Julian is sheltering a bit. I don't know. I don't know if they'd be good together yet or not. Maybe down the road, but I don't know right now. Joe Big Shot, I predict Lafreniere will be with the Ducks. I don't know. The Ducks are probably better than we think, and I don't know if they're going to finish at the bottom. But if you have this hunch that they're going to finish with the Ducks, or he's going to get signed with the Ducks, that's cool. Maybe the Ducks will find a way to get that pick. Okay, again, in the draft, for me, I don't even know Justin Barron or Duncan. I really never heard of them. I don't really start getting into that till near the end of the season. Probably the last couple of months of the season, I start to follow, who might be picked once we kind of see where we might end up, and I start following then. It's too much. I can't do all that. I'd like to follow the Rockets a bit and maybe give a Rocket report once a week, and I'm finding that hard to do. But it's a possibility. I'm trying to find a way that I can get to know the Rockets enough that I can actually do maybe just a weekly update on how they're doing. So I know I've had a couple of requests for that. So, yeah. I'll make an announcement here just for anybody that might be wondering. I had made this announcement prematurely way back about working with Scotty and Matt from the Sin Bin. Scotty and I will probably do some stuff together, yes. Matt and I have had a falling out, a political disagreement that is not going to get fixed, and we will not be working with each other. So, and I don't think you'll ever see him on my channel again. I don't think so. And anybody who goes to his channel, you won't be seeing me going there either. So if anybody was wondering about that, because I've had a couple of people ask me about that, that won't be happening, unfortunately. And that is why I'm doing my podcast. It's a video podcast every week, every Wednesday. You can go leave some questions and I'll answer them, but you got to go onto the video. Don't do it here because I won't get them. But if you want to leave a question for the podcast for Wednesday, go to the last podcast video, and I'll go back there Wednesday morning and I'll gather up the questions then, because I don't want to prepare. I don't want to see the questions in advance, and I'll put the questions together into some kind of an order that will make sense and give me some kind of a theme, and that's how I do it. So yeah, head over there if you want to leave a question, because I got plenty of room. There weren't that many questions, and I could use a few more. Yeah, so that stuff won't be happening, but my new live video podcast is happening, and I hope you guys will check that out. We're getting right to the end. It's 59 minutes. I'm not going to take any more questions because it'll put me over. I'm losing my voice. I'm super tired. It is super late. My dog needs to go out, so I'm going to have to sign out here. Thank you guys profusely. Listen, what I'm going to do, though, before I go out, because there's 17 people there, maybe there's some guys that are in the league. I'm going to give the standings for the league. There's East and West. I'm in the East. It's Montreal Reese is leading with a 2-0-1 record. Team Amaro, that's MJ. MJ might be in here. He's 2-0-1, also tied for the lead. Scott, Team Coxworthy, is also 2-0-1, so it's a three-way tie for the lead. And then I come up next at 1-1-1. Windsor Go Habs Go is 0-3-0, and Philomenexis is 0-3-0. That's in the East. In the West, King Angus. If King Angus is around, King Angus, you're in the lead there, 2-0-1. The County Domination, I don't know who's got that, is 2-1-0, tied with Death Adders, 2-1-0. The Little Bros are 1-1-1 in fourth. Team Drive for 25 is next up with 0-2-1, and they're not going to hit that Drive for 25 at 0-2-1. And the Helsinki Berserkers, and that's my good buddy Alexander out there in I believe he's either in Sweden or Finland. I'm not sure who is but I think he's in Sweden, and he's 0-2-1, and he's in last there. So there's a quick update. I should have done it earlier. So thanks everybody for coming in. I really appreciate it. Hope I'm not babbling too much right now. Next week it'll be after the game again, unless it's a late game. I don't know where they are. If they're in a late game, I'm going to do it early. I'll do it before the game. If it's a regular time game, it's going to be after the game like normal. So this will be how it is. If there's a late game, 10 o'clock game or whatever, I'm going to start about 7. And if it's a regular time game, I'm going to start right after. Okay? So that's how we're going to go through the season. And thanks everybody for watching. Thank you so much. As always, you guys are great. I was so late, and I saw 17 here at one point. That's amazing. I wouldn't have thought I'd get 5 being so late. It was 11:30. So you guys are the best. And go Habs, go! I'll see you guys next week. Check out my video podcast on Wednesday, and check out all my videos every day. Why not? Thanks, guys, for watching. Have a great rest of the weekend, and I'll see you next video. Bye, y'all. No, didn't press the button. Got to press the button or it doesn't end. Bye, y'all. Thanks for watching.